me. Hello, collective. My incense just fell over and the stick caught on fire. That kind of goes with the song that I'm channeling right now, which I don't even know who sings this song. I should look it up, but it goes, I'm only human after all, don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. Let me look it up. Hello, Spirit. Hello, everybody. I'm going to look that song up in a second. I love you so much, everybody. My name is Patience. I am your favorite psychic spirit medium, host of Spirit News Podcast on Spotify, where we teach you about your non-physical energy and how you're having a human experience, and that you are not human. You're a non-physical entity having a human experience. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. And we're so happy to be at this level of consciousness, to be able to co-create with you in this very unique way. We're so excited. 1:44 on the clock. Yes. Everybody's chosen. Everybody is chosen. No, everyone's chosen. Are you going to answer the call is the question. And not everyone can answer the call because they are not taught about energy. So we provide the knowledge and the data and the observations that we have attained through our own experiences, and we've gathered them to put them on the Spirit News Podcast. All of our socials you can find in the description bar through the link tree. We would love for you to be a part of our community so we can help each other go from the mind to the heart consciousness. We're so excited to be here. We're doing another collective read. I haven't done a random collective read in a while, so hello, Blueberry. I love that. We haven't done a random collective read in a while, so we just wanted to do it because it's been a while. Hello, Amit. Thank you for being here, everybody. We're so grateful to have you. Thank you for all your love and support. All your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button so we can get in the algorithm, so everybody can be drawn to us who needs our kind of healing. We're so happy to be here. So the song I was getting, I'm only human after all, don't put the blame on me. Somebody don't want the blame on them. They're like, I'm only human. I didn't mean to do it. Oh, thank you, Ahmed. Thank you. This person, whoever this song is referring to, let me look the lyrics up because I honestly don't know who sings that song. Sorry. Let me see. How would I look it up? I'm only human. I'm only human song lyrics. Rag and bone. I'm only human. That's what it is. Okay, rag and bone. Human is a song expressing the angst of the human condition and the inability of humans to be perfect or even fix many of the real problems in life. Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror. Oh my gosh. And Spirit said mirrors hold secrets. And this says take a look in the mirror. Somebody has a secret. Somebody has a secret. And what do you see? Take a look in the mirror and what do you see? Do you see it clear or are you deceived in what you believe? Okay, Spirit, tell me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna say it. So what I think this reading is gonna be about, oh my gosh, and this says Family Matters by Drake. The Tortured Poets Department in Heart Part 6. There may be someone in your family or someone you consider family or someone who took matters into their own hands as if and pretended to be family, something like that, that is unable to take accountability for something that they've done. Clearly, they look in the mirror and they're deceived by what they believe. They believe that they've done nothing wrong, that they have nothing to take accountability for, but they have a secret and they deny some secret that they have that they don't want to take accountability for. So they could be trying to blame someone, or they're basically, maybe I'm blind thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. Some kind of secret. Oh my gosh, what the hell? Well, all right, let's get to the bottom of this. I'm ready. Where shall we go? Oh, you know what? I have these new cards. Let me see. I have cards. They're like, they have these pictures on them. Let's see. Let's see. What are your plans today? You're looking at it, kid. I'm doing it. I live in the now. My plans are what I'm doing right now. So let's see what this person is hiding. What is the secret they're hiding? What is the secret that they don't want to look at? Something that they can't take responsibility for. It's easier for them to pretend like it didn't happen, and when they look in the mirror, like, they believe their lies. They believe that some kind of change isn't happening, some kind of instability isn't happening, that they manifested themselves, something that they manifested to their stability. Some kind of conflict is happening because of some kind of something they were trying to accomplish, that they don't want people to have knowledge of, some kind of secret, some kind of partnership that they teamed up with for some kind of potential opportunity for a new beginning. Something changed suddenly. Some kind of rebellion happened. What did I say? Some kind of storm happened. Some kind of sudden change. Some kind of change in the weather. Change in the storm. This person may be feeling. Oh, look at this little monkey in the wind. They're losing their stability because of something that they did. Some kind of conflict is happening that's making them feel out of control, or like they have no control. Something that's like a natural disaster, something they can't change, something they can't fix. Some kind of secret. This fell out sideways. Hey, nobody! Thanks for being here. Good to see you. Hope all is well. I hope you are well. So they put all their eggs in one basket. They put all their eggs in one basket. They may have been breadcrumbing someone. So maybe the partnership I was talking about, they may have been breadcrumbing someone with some kind of opportunity. They were breadcrumbing this person to lead them to where they wanted them to go, or where they wanted them. They were claiming they had a basket of fruit, or that some opportunity would bear fruit. This is the secret. The secret communication between two people to stabilize some kind of security that could be monetary. These look like mangoes, so some kind of fruition, some kind of fruit. But some kind of sudden change happened. So the secret is this. I will. I will. I will. I feel like that's one of the chakras. I will. Air. Action. Could be an air sign. Could be an air sign. Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. I will. And Earth is stability, so it could have to do with the air sign and an earth sign. It doesn't have to, but it could. Some kind of sudden change happened, and the secret is this partnership between two people that was supposed to unite some kind of opportunity or new beginning. It looks like a feminine energy. It doesn't have to be, but I'm just going by the picture. It looks like a feminine energy may have been breadcrumbing a masculine energy to cooperate with them to accomplish some kind of fruition. You know, like, I have an opportunity for you, 4-4. I have an opportunity for you. This, all you have to do is this, and I'll give you money or something, something like that. It was something that they were coerced into doing in order to manifest some kind of stability. But now this person doesn't want to take responsibility for their actions. They could be lying to themselves. When they look in the mirror, they could have be low on life force energy because they were acting out of their ego. They may have lost their creativity, and they may suffer from some kind of personality disorder or have something disrupted to their willpower or something like that. I say that because of wands, and look at this wand coming out of the ground with the fruit. So something maybe some kind of tower they might be facing. I can't make it up. Something, this was upside down, but ashamed. Spirit said ashamed. This masculine energy who was breadcrumbed or who was manipulated into joining this partnership in secret is ashamed. They're ashamed. They can't even look at themselves in the mirror. Robert. Spirit said the name Robert. Lawrence, Bailey, Lori, Connor, Sabrina. But look, there's two butterflies here, which usually when there's animals of some kind, to me, that signifies spirit. So this person could have been watched over or observed by spirit or something like that. And there's also a smoke in the back. So where there's smoke, there's fire. Because of some kind of, this person's ashamed because of some kind of fire that they're a part of. And look at these plants. These look like fire as well. Some kind of fire they started that they were a part of. This person's ashamed. So there could be two people that share a secret of something they did together. Like ears, nose, and throat, I see right here. Something that had to work together in order to accomplish something that changed suddenly. What was the sudden change that's caused this upheaval, this tower? Secrets, illusion, mystery, some kind of secret. This was a secret. So I think both of these people are having a hard time facing their reflection in the mirror. They both may be experiencing some kind of instability because of what they tried to manifest or how they tried to manifest something. What's the secret? Can you explain more about what the secret is? This person's ashamed now because they may have been tricked. Oh, yep. Yep. They're tricked by some kind of predator. And look, that tiger looks like they have a cross, like an upside down cross on their head. And a purple nose. Purple nose, the third eye, the crown chakra, nose. Something that they knew was a lie. And doesn't it look like a sacrifice? And sacrifice doesn't have to mean ritual. It could just mean they chose to hurt somebody or sacrifice some kind of friendship or relationship or something like that. It doesn't have to be, like some ritual.
I saw what happened.
Oh, shit. Maybe that's why this guy's got his eyes closed. I saw what happened. What happened? What is it that you saw? What did you see? So, some kind of fire was lit. There's a crocodile, which is another predator in the background. There's a splash here, so like someone fell off a boat. Someone watched, and look, someone's watching, or this person's. I saw what happened. Everything artsy. Gonna get a woo. Amen. Hello. Hey, everything artsy. I was thinking about you today. I was wondering if you'd be here, and here you are. Did I manifest you, or did you manifest me? I don't know. I'm about to get some clarifiers because this is getting really weird, and I'm feeling self-conscious about the information I'm getting. So, Spirit said I saw what happened. Someone's ashamed because they were part of something that may have taken advantage of someone or sacrificed someone because of money or to gain something. They may have tried to step on somebody in order to attain something. The sudden change may have to do with someone walking away or someone being ashamed and walking away from this partnership, not wanting to move forward with the fulfillment and completing a cycle with this person that was breadcrumbing them, that was giving them little pieces at a time. You need my help? How can I help? If there's a way I can help, I shall. How can I help you, my friend? You help me all the time, so I'd be happy to help you. Let me know, and if I can, I will. So I saw what happened. Look at these flowers in the background. They're like giant flowers. There's 3 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And a predator. 2 predators. Because I have a tiger here. I need some clarifiers. Spirit, can you please clarify this partnership? What's going on with this partnership? What happened? What happened to make this partnership end? Divine Feminine. A Divine Feminine? Divine Feminine. What about her? This person.
Stop asking.
Divine Feminine, like
Perquisite.
Perquisite. What does perquisite mean? Hold, please. Perquisite. I don't know what perquisite means.
In a car.
Perquisite?
C.
A benefit or privilege that someone receives in addition to their regular salary or wages. I told you. So this was because of money. They were promised some kind of extra amount of money. This partnership, or this person was telling this person, if you do this, I can promise you a certain amount of money. You just have to do this, and then you have to do this, and okay, I just need you to do this. You know, it was always like a little bit at a time. And it was like Little Red, or not Little Red Riding Hood, like Hansel and Gretel in the breadcrumbs to the witch's house. I'm in a narcissistic workplace and deal with over 300 customers in a day, but my coworkers are giving off bad energy. How do I concentrate on my customers and not my bad coworkers' energy? You completely ignore it. You completely ignore it. Because if you focus on it, then they will continue to give you the energy until it doesn't bother you anymore. So that's your lesson. If you allow, there's people out, no matter where you go, there's going to be somebody that rubs you the wrong way. There's going to be somebody who's uh, thrown off by your energy, who's threatened by you, who just doesn't like you, or whatever is going on with them.
Left leg.
But the thing is that if you allow them to, no matter what they do, like I have a coworker that our personalities are very different. And if I was not at the level of consciousness I'm at, I could see how other people could be very offended by this coworker, who that could be very thrown off by this coworker and perceive them as having an attitude problem. But because I just don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Like, because just because you're having a bad day and you choose to always focus on the negative and you choose to always be a bully and you choose to think that everyone's stupid and therefore you're like superior in some way, that's not a reflection of me. That's a reflection of you. And that doesn't make it true. So you have to get to a place where no matter what they're saying or what they're doing or what energy they're projecting at you, it doesn't phase you, because every time you allow whatever they're projecting at you to affect you negatively, it takes you off your high flying disc. And so you have to find a way to not attach yourself to whatever opinions or actions they're directing towards you and to just ignore it. You just ignore it. And it's a very hard thing to do because a lot of people don't want to be made a fool of or don't want to be made to feel like they're being bullied or being casted out. And eventually, if it gets to a point where you cannot take it and it becomes more like an abuse, then you have to set a boundary and you have to figure out a way to do that kindly, with love and not with animosity or hatred. And if they still continue to disregard your boundary and not respect that boundary once it gets that abusive point, then it could be the universe showing you signs that it's time to move on. It's time to, if this keeps showing up in this environment, it could be a sign for you to move on, that it's time, that wherever you're at doesn't serve you anymore. So it's up to you to decide where you're at in that scenario. But it doesn't matter where you go. You're always going to have people that are going to push your boundaries, that are going to be opposite of you, that are going to be in a lower consciousness than you, that have their own wounds that they're operating out of, because this is Earth and that's the whole point. If you feel like you can get to a place where you aren't affected by them, that would be the most high vibrational thing you could do for yourself, because the more you focus on it or think about what they're doing, the more they'll do it because you're bringing your attention to it. Confirmation. And so it's a way for you, don't think of it as some kind of like, very difficult time you're going through. Think of it more as like a practice session for you to learn how to hone your attention, your focus. Once they realize energetically that you're not fazed by them, but that you find them laughable, their behavior to be ridiculous, they'll be able to feel that from you, and they will energetically be repelled by you. Repelled. You won't even interact with each other. And that's the goal. But like I said, if it's becoming abusive, and it's becoming more of a lesson of how to create a boundary, you have to decide that. I can't decide that for you. I don't know all the details, but one way you can create a boundary is say, hey, can I communicate to you how I feel about something? I feel that it really hurts my feelings or makes me feel uncomfortable or makes me feel dissatisfied when you speak condescendingly to me. I feel that you can often, I don't know if you're aware of it, speak to down upon me, and maybe you're not doing it purposely, but I do feel like that's something that I noticed that I would like to address with you. And it doesn't have to be that way, but there's always a way, a kind way to address boundaries that need to be put up. And then after that, if they are not respectful of your boundaries, if they get defensive, if they consider your boundary making disrespectful to them, then you know that that's not something that, if they're not willing to take the constructive criticism and understand themselves at that level, they're just not where you're at. They're just not where you're at. They're not able to see themselves, observing themselves. They're not self aware. And if they're not able to take that constructive criticism, that's not something that you can control. But you did your part by expressing in a kind manner a boundary that people don't know until they know. Okay, you don't know what you don't know, and most people are not self-aware enough to see themselves in the way that they're perceived by others. So you have to tell them. It's almost like a human injustice to not express how you feel in a kind way. So if they still don't respect your boundaries, or they aren't open to the constructive criticism, then you may want to consider looking for another job, or switching locations, or something like that, because you're being pushed out of that environment that doesn't fit you anymore. So you have to learn to know the difference. I hope that helps. I hope that helps. There could be a narcissist in this scenario we're talking about, since you bring up narcissism. Someone who's kind of like a predator, who may have talked someone into hurting somebody, or doing surmounted. Doing.
I am very ashamed.
I am very ashamed. I told you, this person is ashamed that they were tricked by some kind of predator that had ulterior motives, that they didn't see something. A Libra could be significant. Didn't I say an air sign? I told you, an air sign. There's a divine feminine here who's speaking truth with speak truth with kindness. Didn't I say that? Didn't I say that? They're speaking some kind of truth about some secrets. That's the sudden change. That's the sudden change that's happening. A Capricorn. A Capricorn. This Libra or Capricorn could have been offered up to $10,000 to by somebody who is not part of their soul tribe, or star tribe. Someone that the chose a karmic is in reverse, that chose somebody that they thought they could trust, but this person was karmic. Greed, I cannot make it up. I can't make it up, you guys. So someone's ashamed. So there is some kind of upheaval. This person may be a cheater. This person may have cheated. This either Capricorn. Didn't I say an earth sign or an air sign? Come through. Sinuses. Spirit said sinuses. So what happened, the sudden upheaval, was a divine feminine was speaking truth with kindness about the secrets, about how someone took money, some kind of cheater took money to perquisite, to benefit or privilege off of some kind of additional money other than their regular salary wages. They were offered a lump sum of money. To do what? To do what? A lump sum of money to do what? A lump sum of money from a father? Or someone, or this Libra is a father. They're offered a lump sum of money. This is the secret. This is the secret that these people do not want to take accountability for. They look in the mirror. They like to be toxic. Somebody here likes to be toxic. Sorry for taking you off topic. Really appreciate your time, Queen Spirit. I've heard you loud and clear. Oh my God. God. I am so grateful. Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to help in any way I can. It makes me so fulfilled and happy to be able to help in any way. Thank you. Divine intervention. Divine intervention, ancestors are helping you because there's a divine feminine here. So this Libra, I don't know, divine feminine, you could be a Capricorn or you could be a Libra. I have both here. And I said at the beginning of the reading that there was a air sign and a earth sign. So I don't know, you have to put it where it fits, but whoever the divine feminine is speaking some kind of truth with kindness about some kind of secret that somebody is very ashamed of because they were given money. They're a cheater. They were given money, a lump sum of money, or offered a lump sum of money. I'll say offer because it looks like they're breadcrumbed. And they may have seen something or watched something happen, watched someone drowned. They may have watched the divine feminine drowned, or sacrifice the divine feminine. Why? What do you mean? Sacrifice for what? Confirmation. Confirmation. Show more gratitude. They may have sacrificed the divine feminine because they didn't feel divine feminine was grateful or needed that they needed to show more gratitude. What did they do to this divine feminine? What did they do to this divine feminine? Let me change cards. Okay. Ooh, juicy gossip. Ooh. It's always greed or envy or something so silly. I mean, $10,000 is not that much money. But they're ashamed. Whoever accepted this money is ashamed. All right. Let me see. What were they given money for? Like, what was the goal? What were they given money for? To watch someone drown? Why? Stay true, hold your peace in reverse. To disrupt someone's peace? They were paid $10,000 to disrupt someone's peace? They got lost in the dark. They got lost in the dark. They were paid money to disrupt a divine feminine's peace. Your family hates you. Fuck them. Because divine intervention happened because I don't know. Because divine feminine was speaking about secrets that someone in your family did. Your father offered someone $10,000 to disrupt your peace. So you rent out a house. So you would move out of a house.
Demystification.
Demystification.
We are here.
We are here. Hi, Spirit. I love you. A sociopath. A sociopath has weird addictions. An ignorant student. Ignorant student means energy manipulation. And they have mental illness. Didn't I tell you this person has a personality disorder? Oh, they have an imbalanced heart chakra. Oh. This is your family. Why did they... I still don't understand. Has weird addictions and a sociopath. Why did they want to do this to the divine feminine? Why did they want to disrupt her peace? Don't feel guilty about letting them go. because you let them go. Being karmic is a choice. They may have done this to Divine Feminine because Divine Feminine let them go. They were mad about Divine Feminine letting them go. Why did Divine Feminine let them go? Because they're toxic. Because they're toxic and Divine Feminine's the main female. Divine Feminine started doing more self-care and started stepping away from their family dynamic because they were regenerating and transforming, and your family had some kind of expectation of you to they sent a monitoring spirit. Somebody serves alcohol. They had some kind of expectation. So Divine Feminine, I mean, if you're Divine Feminine, that means you were doing more self-care. You were starting to, basically, you were starting to separate yourselves from people who have a different frequency. And it reminds me of that saying, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's vibrational. Hi, Amit. It's vibrational. And when you start doing self-care and you start healing your wounds, your family wounds, and I saw generational curses earlier, when you start doing those things, even if it's your friends, your family, your coworkers, whatever doesn't match your new frequential stance, vibrational stance, automatically you repel. Just like we were talking about everything artsy, you will repel and you will start to change the people in your environment based on the energy that you're emitting. And when you start doing more self-care and focusing more inward instead of outward, people who do not match that goal or that vibration or that frequency will start falling away, and it will be perceived from them that you're that you're harpooning them, that you're rejecting them, that you're better than them. Oh, they think they're better than us. And it's not that at all. It's that you're choosing not to be around toxic people, people who have weird addictions, people who are ignorant students of things they don't understand, people who choose to be karmic, people who choose to do karmic things and then wonder why bad things happen to them. So I want to know, Spirit, I want to know why this person, I don't know if this Libra or Capricorn that's ashamed of taking this offer, so a father may have offered them $10,000, or this Capricorn or Libra is a father. They were offered $10,000 to disrupt a Divine Feminine's peace because the Divine Feminine was transforming and was doing more self-care and choosing themselves. So why did that matter to this family? Like, what does it matter? Why did that matter to the family? How can I find that out? I have these music trivia cards. I'll try them. They wanted Divine Feminine to give up. Families, I told you. They wanted Divine Feminine to basically be like them, I guess, or Spirit said give up. They wanted Divine Feminine to give up caring about themselves. They wanted to ruin Divine Feminine. Amanda. Spirit said Amanda. I can't remember the names they said before. Interesting. Why did this family care so much that this feminine energy, this could be a Capricorn or a Libra or an Earth or air sign. Why did they care that Divine Feminine was doing self-care? Why did they want to disrupt that? Why did they want to ruin that? Like, what's the end goal here? Why would they pay someone money to disrupt this person's peace, because this person who took the money to do this is ashamed. They can't look in the mirror. They can't admit to themselves that they did something so horrible. They may be having a hard time accepting that they did this. All these people, there's a lot of people here. There could be up to 6 or 7 people. And this person who is offered this $10,000 is ashamed now. They're ashamed. Who had UK top 10 singles with Mick Jagger, Queen, and Bing Crosby? David Bowie. Who had UK top 10 singles with Mick Jagger, Queen, and Bing Crosby? The singer Joni Mitchell is from which country? Canada. Joni Mitchell. Let me see. Songs by Joni Mitchell. Both sides now. Rose and flows of angel hair and ice cream castles in the air and feather canyons everywhere. Looked at clouds that way. But now they only block the sun. They rain and they snow on everyone. So many things I would have done, but clouds got in my way. I've looked at clouds from both sides now, from up and down, and still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and Junes and Ferris wheels, the dizzy dancing way that you feel as every fairy tale comes real. I've looked at love that way. But now it's just another show, and you leave them laughing when you go. And if you care, don't let them know. Don't give yourself away. I've looked at love from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's love's illusion that I recall. I really don't know love. I really don't know love at all. Oh, didn't I say these people have a blocked heart chakra? Oh, jeez. I've looked at love. Oh, wait. Tears and fears and feeling proud. And feeling proud to say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds, I've looked at life that way. But now old friends are acting strange and they shake their heads and they tell me I've changed. I told you. Well, something's lost, but something's gained. In living every day, I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life at all. I told you so. Wow, that's like the pettiest thing I've ever heard in my whole life. Your family, or this divine feminine's family, may have paid someone you know, possibly a father figure, either a baby daddy or your father, your father paid someone close to you, possibly even a friend, because this says friend. Someone who's now been able to look at both sides of something that they didn't see before, because they were tricked by your family. They were paid they're paid money to disrupt your peace and to like spy on you or something, because your family hates you, because your family was mad at you because you started to change, and they started to laugh at you. Maybe you're divine feminine, so you may have went on some kind of spiritual journey or some kind of transformation where you were overcoming generational curses. You were starting to understand yourself. You were starting to clear your field. And so, like I said, they started to treat you different. And they paid someone close to you to purposely disrupt your peace, to purposely make you feel like you're a loser, to like, I don't know. I'm not really sure like what they did to do that, but maybe I can find out. Uh, I have these one cards that I found in the garage. I have so many cards. I don't know if they'll tell me anything, but why did I'm still kind of unsure about like it I just feel like
Oranges.
oranges. I just feel like it's something more. Um Other than, divine feminine changing, like there's something else. What is this something else that inspired these people to create this plan to disrupt divine feminine's peace? Why would they pay such a great deal of money to somebody close to them who's ashamed, who can't even look at the mirror at themselves, who's in denial about what they chose to do, possibly someone they care about, to watch somebody drowned or watch somebody, because I have this boat here with the watch somebody drowned, or to help somebody drowned, to help this divine feminine drown. Why? There has to be something else because it's not adding up. Who plays the title character in the 2004 remake of the film Alfie? Jude Law. Alfie. What's Alfie about? What is the movie Alfie about?
Alfie is a 1966 movie directed by Lewis Gilbert starring Michael Caine, Vivian Merchant, and Shelley Winters.
A chauffeur bent on promiscuity after impregnating his girlfriend, he takes off on vacation. He continues his life of womanizing, but he can't hide forever. A misfortune strikes, and Alfie is forced to face the product of his ways. Dun dun dun! Are you saying that this person I said father too. Did this person choose to see divine feminine drown because they got somebody pregnant? Because they were promiscuous. They may have had some kind of pregnancy scare. And so instead of facing the mirror, they felt cornered. And they decided to make divine feminine look like some kind of like, I don't know, something weird, to make him look like Anna Nicole Smith. Remember Anna Nicole Smith? To make them look like a drug addict? Because they didn't want to take responsibility for the actions that they took. They were a cheater. Look, I have cheater right here. They're promiscuous. They may have impregnated their girlfriend or someone they were sleeping with, or there was some kind of pregnancy scare. So instead of facing the music about that, they decided that they would team up with your family, and your family benefited off of this. Why did your family benefit off of this scenario? Bring him a beer while he's working on your car. Your ex-girlfriend drops by. Was this some kind of blackmail? Are you saying that... I thought that this person who's ashamed was offered $10,000, But maybe they paid the family $10,000 to not say anything because they found them in their car with his ex-girlfriend cheating on you. While this person may have an alcohol problem, because I have somebody serves alcohol and beer here. Wow. So, Divine Feminine's person may have been cheating on them and got somebody drunk. And instead of facing the music and just being honest, they decided to.
Amanda is exploring.
Amanda. Their ex-girlfriend could be Amanda. I don't know. The spirit just said Amanda. Oh, goodness. So now they're ashamed. So what happens? Well, I have divine intervention here. Divine intervention happened. We do a book. Divine intervention happened because Divine Feminine Spirit Team could see what this person did. They started some kind of fire, some kind of series of events that happened. But what they didn't see coming was that Divine Feminine would choose herself, that they would do more self-care, that they wouldn't focus on what they were doing. And so that affected their plan somehow, because it proved that Divine Feminine, you can't be Divine Feminine and be addicted to drugs like Anna Nicole Smith. You can't be both. So they were trying to make Divine Feminine look like they were mentally ill, like they were a sociopath, like they had a drug problem, but really it was them. And so they were doing this because they didn't want this father or this Libra or a Capricorn or Earth or air sign male to this person didn't want to face the thing that they were ashamed of, which was everything artsy. What? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. You're so kind. I love you. You don't have to do that though. It's not necessary. I love you and I'm so grateful. Thank you. Because this masculine man, this air sign or earth sign, they were a cheater. They cheated on Divine Feminine. They cheated on a Divine Feminine. Someone who chose themselves, who cares about, that does self-care, that's in a state of transformation, that's operating out of their heart chakra. Someone who's loving, someone who's kind, someone who's divine, who's walking in divine energy. They cheated on them and they were so ashamed of that they couldn't accept responsibility, and they didn't want anyone to know that they were this bad person. So they decided to go along with their family. Why did their family need this person to go along with them? I don't know. I'm still unsure about that. Errors alarmed. His memory misled him. 2010s. His memory misled him. Right arm. His memory misled him to the same problem. His errors were not unusual, but the norm. This is his normal MO. There may have been eyewitness reports of him in his MO. Didn't I tell you the family, someone in your family saw this person cheating on you with possibly their ex? They were trying to mislead people, and even though people remember him doing this like it's normal, he challenged Divine Feminine, who was speaking truth about what he had done, and jumped to his feet to defend himself, and an argument ensued. and so did the chaos, because divine feminine was speaking the truth the whole time, but this person was so hell-bent on making divine feminine look like an actor, like they were the ones following a script when really it was them. So it may have started some kind of argument or altercation, because this person was lying to everyone about divine feminine. Um, but they wanted to change people's memory of them, like they were some perfect, I don't know, person, but really they're fake. They were being fake. They were psyching people out. They're psyching people out, and they divided the audience against divine feminine, and groups were coming up against divine feminine. Didn't I tell you it was a group of people? And they immediately cast out divine feminine's account of what had happened to them. When divine feminine, they didn't even cross-examine divine feminine to ask divine feminine their report of the situation in order to quantify the accuracy of the reports. Wow. So they basically said all these lies about divine feminine so people wouldn't look at them for what they did, and to make divine feminine look like they're the ones that are mentally ill and are on drugs. So nobody would look at what they did, and they lied to everybody, to the point where nobody even went to divine feminine to quantify the accuracy of what they were saying. Not one person in this group asked divine feminine if what this masculine was saying was true. Actions never occurred were attributed to the actors, because all these people are fake. They chose to have selective memory about somebody who has this unusual behavior that's the norm for them to cheat. They're a habitual cheater. They cheat on every person that they're with, and yet they chose to have selective memory about what this person's MO is, and chose to ignore the MO of a divine feminine, someone who has consistently showed them that they're a distinguished speaker, that they are to be respected. And they became actors in this play. Wow, that's crazy. If somebody is going to tell me certain information about somebody, I'm not going to take it at face value. Especially if I know that the person telling me has their own reputation that is not divine energy, that they're a chronic cheater, that they lie. I'm going.
Drain energy.
They were draining divine feminine.
Land.
That is ridiculous. When this person is a cheater, they may have cheated with their ex-girlfriend. They may have had some kind of pregnancy scare, and all because they couldn't accept what they did. What is this movie? This movie's Alfie. Set in post-war London, Alfie features Michael Caine as a chauffeur bent on promiscuity. After impregnating his girlfriend, he takes off on vacation. He continues his life of womanizing, but he can't hide forever. A misfortune strikes, and Alfie is forced to face the product of his ways. So, the misfortune that strikes is that those that believed him at one time started to get their memory back. They started to get their memory back, which is so funny because that song by Joni Mitchell mentioned some kind of illusion that they were under, which could have been the lies, the word magic that this person was spewing out of their mouth. Words were put into the arguing students' mouths, and even into the mouths of the students who had said nothing. I cannot make it up. And there was some kind of incident where this person was confronted because there were mistakes made. maybe in the lies they were telling, maybe things weren't adding up, the math wasn't mathing. And so someone who was believing these lies actually started to get their memory back and started to wonder if they had made a mistake by filling in the gaps, filling in the inevitable gaps without getting all of the information, without implementing the techniques to include relying on an expectation more generally on our belief systems and prior knowledge, because they didn't ask Divine Feminine their point of view. They just took this person at face value and never consulted with Divine Feminine. And so all of their beliefs and all of their expectations, beliefs, and prior knowledge were at odds with the actual events. But their brains couldn't be fooled because it wasn't adding up. It didn't make any sense. Why would that's the thing about energy. Energy never lies. Divine Feminine is a balanced person, is somebody who does self-care, somebody who has self-respect, somebody who loves themselves. This isn't somebody who has had consistent behavior of being some kind of psycho, drug addicted, crazy person. Okay, so the math wasn't mathing. So somebody finally had the illusion be lifted, and that was the sudden change. That was the sudden change that Divine Feminine never changed. Divine Feminine was never addicted to anything. It was all a lie. It was all an illusion. Okay? But now this person is ashamed of what they did, and they're having a hard time finding meaningful connections in their social network because people are turning on them. They're saying, "You're a fucking weirdo, man. Why would you do that? Why would you say all that about her or him?" And how can you, they just are losing all their relationships. No one trusts them anymore. They're trying to ask people for favors and people aren't answering the phone, they're saying maybe they should go see a psychologist because what they did was sociopathic behavior. They have a personality disorder. They targeted a person that was chosen, or somebody who's divine, somebody who answered the call and who's consistent in their behavior. They targeted them and they didn't understand. They were ignorant students, and people went along with it. And this affected many people. But somebody broke the.
I am frustrated.
Spirit said they're frustrated. Leonardo is furious. Someone could be a Leo. So, someone broke the cycle, though. The cycle stopped because they just realized that this person just was doing this because they didn't want to take accountability. And now they're saying, I'm only human. Though human social behavior is clearly more complex than social behavior in other species, there are also striking commonalities in certain fundamental aspects of the way all mammals connect with others of their species. Yeah, this person acted like an animal, a non-human animal. They were small-brained. They made a mistake. They were unconscious. They were walking around unconscious, doing emotional things out of emotional reactivity because they were mad at Divine Feminine because Divine Feminine was doing more self-care, was becoming more balanced, was choosing themselves and overcoming many things. And this person, whoever this person is to Divine Feminine, was not doing those things. And so they felt like they were being left behind, and so did their family. But Divine Feminine's family has addictions. They have personality disorders. They're not matching divine energy. And so just cosmic law, if you're not going to answer the call and you're not going to learn how to focus and you're not going to heal those wounds and get over those addictions and do all the things that will have you in a clear field, in a positive, reinforced vibrational stance. You will repel anything that does not match you. It's not personal, it's vibrational. So when you start
Choice feels confined.
so when you start to walk a spiritual path and you start to confront your shadows and you start to integrate them and you start to understand your triggers and your wounds and reactivity, are you able to set a notification of upcoming live spirits? Well, I've been trying to not do too many lives because I've been having some like energy projected at me every time I do one, some kind of predictive energy. So I've been trying to do like a little break of it, but I'm not sure. I think you would have to hit the notification.
Into pieces.
I think you would have to hit the notification on the page to be notified when I'm doing a live. I think that's how it works. But I've been trying to do less lives just to challenge myself to read the energy without cards and stuff. So, but this person, this person's ashamed. This person is ashamed, and like we said, when you change your energetic stance, your vibrational stance, what will happen is that those that don't match it anymore, friends, coworkers, people, places, things, job environments, old friends, anything that doesn't match where you're going or who you're becoming as you do your spiritual work will fall off. They'll repel. You will repel them. And the way that it's we talk about this in the time jump, and if you have jumped to your highest potential timeline and there's people who didn't do that, you won't be matching. And so what it will look like to them is that you're stuck up, that you're too good for them because they're operating out of their wounds of rejection and abandonment. But really what it is that you're choosing to overcome those things, and they're not choosing to overcome those things. It's easier to operate in those wounds than it is to heal the wounds, because then it makes you have to take some kind of accountability for your actions. So now this person has been forced to take some kind of accountability by looking in the mirror, but they keep denying the fact that they did this. They're not at a place to accept that they did something really fucked up to somebody who didn't deserve it. And the minute they decide to take accountability for that and to reconcile how they could have done that, they did it because that was the level of consciousness they were at. It was easier for them to shift the blame onto somebody who is a scapegoat than to take responsibility for all the fucked up choices they made. So, I don't know.
Literature.
I don't know when they're going to do it. I don't know if they're ever going to do it, but as of now, they have not been able to take that step. But the minute that they do, the minute that they're ready to accept their good and bad, because that's what we come here for. You know, everybody's on different levels on their journey of consciousness, and you're going to have many lives where you have made horrible choices, where you have done the worst of the worst. And if you're a younger soul, that's to be expected. And you may be an old soul that encounters lots of young souls that aren't at the level of awareness that you're at and don't see themselves the way that you see them because of their level of consciousness. It's like looking at a roof, you know, when someone's operating in 4D, 5D consciousness, they can look down, not like look down on people, but they're able to observe from a higher perspective people's behaviors and see people without attaching themselves emotionally. They can see people's, emotional states. But when you're operating in a 3D consciousness, it's like looking up at a roof and you can't see past the roof. So people don't know what they don't know. And this person, when they when they did all these actions, they did it for was because they felt threatened by Divine Feminine's transformation. Divine Feminine was choosing herself, not choosing this person, and this person felt bad because they were threatened by this Divine Feminine's ability to change themselves, to pull themselves out of darkness, to transmute the things that they were going through. And this person wasn't ready to do that. And so they acted out and
Next room.
they cheated and they did something
Old
that
cemetery.
was an old pattern of behavior that they already had, and they were just repeating the pattern. So they had lots of people around them that encouraged this behavior that matched that energy. And so that's how it works. If you want to stick around people that are karmic, that do karmic things, then eventually, if you don't learn your vibrational stance and how to maintain it and control it in any environment, then you have to match them because they're not going to match you. It's harder to match you, and it's easier for you to go to their level. And that's the lesson here. Divine Feminine chose to not go to that level. Every time that these people were trying to disrupt Divine Feminine's peace, Divine Feminine chose to overcome it, to not even let it bother them. And that bothered them more. And that created more of a, repelling. And so that's what happened here. I'm only human after all, don't put the blame on me. So I hope that you did it. You cheated. You paid money. You paid someone money to disrupt someone's peace. I mean, that's sick. That's weird. It's weird. That's weird. That's definitely behavior of somebody unhealed. So take that as a sign that some balancing has to happen. Spirit, do you have any last minute suggestions or guidance for these people to help them? Or any last words for us? Shower of
Someone is grieving.
shower of abundance.
Medicine.
To heal your financial situation, first give us your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. As we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you'll allow. So basically, this would have never happened if these people were in a lack mindset. Because I told you, greed and money happened here. Something having to do with money. Your family needed Divine Feminine to be in some kind of, I don't know, drug addicted craze to get some kind of abundance. That was when they got this abundance, it was promised to this masculine who's an air sign or an earth sign. If they helped disrupt Divine Feminine's peace and make them addicted or something, or they would get some kind of money. So I'm not sure exactly like the whole spectrum of that, but true offering takes what can be an unbearable cross and returns it to love. Oh, and look, there's children's hands here. If they truly want to overcome, if they feel ashamed, if they're feeling the emotion of being ashamed for what they did, then Spirit is saying to show an abundance of true offering by asking for guidance, asking for help to learn how to carry this an unbearable cross of regret, of grief, of remorse for an action they took towards somebody they care about. They're haunted by this. And that's why they're having a hard time looking in the mirror. Confirmation. So Spirit says when you ask for help in carrying an unbearable burden, they will help you understand ways to come back to love so you're able to forgive yourself. 1:44 on the clock. So you're able to forgive yourself for mistakes you made when you were in an unclear state, when you were in a state of self-loathing, of lack. And they'll help you crawl out of that hole of darkness. Hey boo, country girl. They'll help you. And it's different for everybody. Once you ask for the help, you will understand when the help comes to you. It could come as a person, as a friend, as a new job offering, as a podcast, as a live stream. There's so many different ways, and they will give you an abundant amount of ways, but you have to ask first. So if this person is experiencing like a really heavy amount of grief, it's up to them to give a true offering to their spirit guidance, to the divine, to help bear the cross that's unbearable. So that's beautiful. Just ask for help. It's as simple as that. I know you want like some more like complicated answer, but it's not complicated. It's ask your non-physical energy of divine help to help you. Spirit, I feel so ashamed about this action I took against somebody I care about. I don't know why I did it, but I'd really love to understand so I can heal it. I don't understand where it came from or what got me here, but I know that it doesn't feel good, and I would like your help to heal it. Those are like just some small ways you can ask, but if you think that you're not worthy enough of divine intervention or help, then they can't help you because you've already set a limitation. You've already set a limitation that prevents them from offering you guidance. So it's a two-way street, you guys. You have to ask in order for them to help. If anything's helping you without you asking, that's not divine, because divine would never infringe on your free will. You have to ask for help in order to receive it. And if you've done an action like this where it's like a big cross to bear, you don't have to carry it alone. And even though you can't see it, even though you can't smell it, taste it, you have it. There's what I have. You have divine guidance. So I love you so much. Thank you so much for this reading. Thank you everything artsy, country girl, all my buddies here. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when I do lives. And thank you so much. I love you guys. I hope it helps. Bye.